Smegma, it builds up. You gotta clean it up underneath the hood. What to do? What to do? Dick cheese, I don't wanna see. Dick cheese, I don't wanna see. Dick cheese, not for me.
Not for me.
It's stinky. It's tanky. It's kinda chunky. I feel crummy. What to do?
This needs a bass drop. This needs a Mark Sherry bass drop. This is oh yes.
I don't wanna see dick cheese. I don't wanna see dick cheese. Not for me.
Could this be
Dick cheese.
the new intro? Dick cheese.
I don't wanna see dick cheese.
Let me know.
Not for me.
Dick cheese not for me. Who is it for? The Chinese. Beautiful. It's catchy. Every last second there of Dick Cheese entering the charts at number 3. Heroes, scumbags, welcome. It is a solo episode today. We're at it solo. And I'm at it low. Solo episode, the first solo episode I think in the new studio. Mr. Ross, no guests in this week. Mr. Ross is away to Peebles for what can only be described as a Bonnie Blue style homosexual gangbang. That's right, he gets to gather with a group of friends from school and they go away to a Scottish location and they bugger each other's arse for a weekend. So Ross should be back next week. He may have to do the episode standing. And do you know what? He's picked the wrong. He has picked the wrong week to not be in the studio because I've just sent him a picture. Look at the plate of goodies that I have before me. Now, this is, if there's any creative types out there, and you are, I'll just put that out of shot and out of reach because I may be grabbing for a few of them lately. If there's any creative types out there and you're thinking to yourself, I really want to get a studio, get one. It's the best thing ever. Having a space to go and work and make stuff and touch yourself in is brilliant. So get one if you are a creative type, or even if you're just a non-creative, you know? Even if you're just a guy who likes to pull the wings off Danny Longlegs, or torture animals, or make a collage out of body parts you've cut out of your wife's copy of Closer, or OK. Maybe you just like to be alone with your thoughts. Maybe those thoughts tell you to harm yourself or others. Who knows? But it's good for men to have a space to go to. Some will go to a garden shed. Others will have a podcasting studio because they can't afford therapy. So they'll talk to themselves and to the heroes. But may I suggest you get one adjacent to your wife's business. Let me just say that. The good lady, her salon is adjacent to the hashtag HQ studio. Yesterday, she had a group of women in doing permanent jewellery. She does permanent jewellery. It's a woman's thing. I think guys can get it as well. I'm sure they can. Do they? I don't know. I don't know if men do. It's not really a manly thing. Unless you're getting a cock ring welded. But I'm sure she would do that for the right price. But anyway, she had a lovely group of women in yesterday for a Christmas get-together stroke Christmas night out stroke permanent jewellery where they all come. It's a woman's thing, you know? It's big in the woman sphere. They all come, get together, have a drink, talk shite, and get jewellery permanently welded to their body, you know? And it's no as, when you say welding, you know, you do think flash dance, you know? The wife is no there in a full welder's mask with a leotard up her arse crack, you know, dancing in the rain. I would be open to that. And if that was, you know, an event that I could pay for to see my wife rivaling about in a thong back swimsuit with a welder's mask on, more than happy to attend. That is not what she does. It's permanent jewellery. Anyway, so she had these women in. They were doing their thing. Part of the deal is they get Prosecco and nibbles and stuff, and they get their jewellery done. Anklets, bracelets, necklaces, and that kind of thing. And because it's women, they don't eat a lot. You know? They graze. Women tend to graze. And men devour. You know? Like a metaphor for life. Women will nibble away just enough to sustain themselves, and men will devour what's in their sight. You know? And because of grace, they've got hundreds of stuff left. We've got some kind of mini muffin thing. We've got Bakewells, and we've got Viennese swirls. And there's hundreds of shite in the kitchen as well. So, Mr. Ross, I hope you're enjoying getting your ass blasted, because you've picked the wrong time to be away, because there's lots of goodies in the studio. So we're here on a solo episode. Lots to talk about. I am going to come clean up front as well. There has been, and I suppose it's good that it's happened with a friend, and it's good that it's happened early on. There has been a catastrophic major fuck up last week in the studio, and I had my Joe Deacon Sherry scoops. I had my fourth guest in the studio last week, the incredible Davey Forbes, before he's jetted off to LA to do Dream State with Mark Sherry. And I'm not just saying this, it's one of the best, not even an interview, because it wasn't really an interview, it's one of the best conversations that I've had since we've been in the new studio, since we've been doing the show in the kind of new format, you know, check me out. And it was just brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It was great to see Davey, great to talk to him. And the only way I can describe it is it felt more like a podcast episode than an interview, if that makes sense. And it was amazing. And even after, I was like, you need to come back in, mate. We could fucking do them again. It was just great. And it's not recorded. I'm absolutely fucking devastated. I think I've got about 25 minutes of it, which was 2 and a bit hours, and the file it's just corrupted on me. It's just went like, listen, you're having too much fun. We can't fucking record this. And listen, it's my own fault. We've spent all this money getting the studio built, buying all the equipment, getting everything looking good, taking it to the next level. And then I fucking went and bought a hard drive off Temu. So I deserve it. I deserve it. But we've gone out and we've bought a new hard drive. And actually we're going to get a couple of new hard drives. I don't know if I can show you. Will that go into camera? Will it go into camera? Look into that camera. Can you see that? Maybe. So that one. It looks good. Looks the business. So we've got a new hard drive, and everything will be recorded from now on. And we also need to work on the backup drives as well, so that when things record, there is a backup, i.e., as well as recording on the hard drive, the record on the cameras. That's what we need to do next. So that's the plan. So Davey, oh God, that is one itchy here. That episode, 25 minutes. I'll actually try and get the little bit that I've got and stick that on at the end of this one for the heroes. But I need to get Davey back in and do it again because it was just such a fucking good episode, man. It was such a good laugh. And Davey's got some good stories, man. So we need to get him back in. I'm fucking gutted that's happened. But there you go. Also, huge thank you to everybody who has reached out with very kind comments about the interviews. Joe, Mark and Scoobs. It was a pleasure to sit down with the guys. It really was a pleasure to talk to them. I'm hoping to have lots more guests in the new year. And going to get some interesting people in. I think it's quite good. I enjoy the dynamic with Ross and I. I think Ross is settling into it a little bit more. He's still on the edge. He's still a little bit nervous. He still thinks that the FBI is going to come and put his door in, cancel him. Can he cancel the uncancelable? But it's nice. It's nice with Ross, and it's nice to get guests in. So yes, hopefully get some more people coming in soon and some interesting conversations. And it would be good to speak to some different people from different backgrounds. It'd be quite interesting, I think, to get some people on, maybe in specific roles or, I don't know, interests, something out with the norm. I think it's interesting to talk to people who are involved in something or passionate about something or leaders in their field. I think most people, when you sit and talk to them, are quite interesting. So that's hopefully where we'll go with the show. But I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the episodes, and thank you to everybody who has liked them and commented and subscribed. If you don't already subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do so, because we're still way off 1,000. We need to get those numbers up. Facebook seems to be the place where we have the most interaction, but make sure you do subscribe on the website, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please give that a follow, and if you see any posts go up on social media, share them, because we need to try and build those numbers. And if you're not yet a hashtag hero, then you really should be by now. Patreon.com/the hashtag show. It's the only way really to support the show. You get every single episode. Joe Deacon was over 2 hours. Mark Sherry was 2 hours. Scoobs was 2 hours. 1 hour goes to the scum, and the full episode goes to the heroes. So subscribe. $8 a month. What's that? A fiver? $5.20 a month, and you get all the goodies, man. It's worth it. So DJ Gibbo in solo this week. Hope you're all well. It's all been happening. We obviously have to mention the mighty Scotland qualifying for the World Cup, which is one of the best things ever. I watched the game at home, as I'm sure many of you did, if not in the pub or somewhere that was showing the game. And it was typical Scotland. We were up, we were down. We go through all of the emotions. All of the emotions being a Scotland fan. And I do think that for everything that we have experienced and suffered over the years, I do think we deserve to be at the World Cup. Now, I know you can't say that anybody deserves to be anywhere, but I do think fucking Scotland deserves to be at the World Cup. Also, mostly because what the English have put us through as a fan, as a Scotland fan, because those fucking cunts get into semi-finals and finals after fucking tournament after fucking tournament is one of the most stressful things as a Scotland fan to go through. And I don't know if you may have seen it, there's fucking arseholes in TalkSport phoning in going, we fucking hate Scotland fans, fuck, because they want us to fucking lose. Of course we do. Of course we do. The only thing better than seeing Scotland win is England lose, right? That's a close second. And there might be some Scotland fans that go, no, I don't think of that, Gibbo. I really want all of the home nations to do well. Go fuck yourself, cunt. Go fuck yourself, cunt. Lies. The only thing better than watching Scotland win is watching England get beat. If they can get to a final and get beat, even better. But the fact that we have qualified, that we don't have to go through fucking playoffs, all of that shite, we can actually start to plan stuff, is amazing. And the fact that Scotland are going to be in America is amazing. I think that this is going to be one of the best World Cups ever. I really do. I do think it's because it's America. I know that they're no big on soccer, and I know that. And I know that most of the Americans won't have a fucking clue what's going on. But if there's one thing the Americans do well, it is put on a show, and it's hospitality. So I do think that anybody who's lucky enough to go out to America for the games, for the World Cup, I think they will have one of the fucking greatest trips ever. And, unlike fucking Qatar, you can get a fucking bevy. And not only can you get a bevy, it's American lager, which is like fucking 2%. So you can drink 50 pints and no put a fucking dent on you. This is the thing that the Americans are not prepared for. They will do all the speeches, all the fucking big drawn out press conference of, this is going to be the greatest sporting event the world has ever seen. It may be, right? And I'm sure the opening ceremony will be fucking brilliant. Janet Jackson will be there, nipples out. It'll be fucking spectacular. And people go, oh, Star Spangled Banner, my man. Trump will be there doing the YMCA. I hope he does the YMCA dance. I hope he does, man. I hope just Trump's there at every game and just gets involved in everything. And I know a lot of people don't like Trump. I don't get it. I think he's fucking brilliant. He's entertainment. Right? And that's what you want for politicians. Because they're doing fuck all. How many times have people moaned, don't go on a political rant, Gibbo. Don't do it. Just because Ross isn't here. Just stick to fucking talking about shite. Don't fucking go down the political rants of yours. The amount of times that people moan about Trump, Republicans, Conservative in this country, Reform, Labour, the amount of times that people fucking spout shit. See what that man does? It's fucking disgraceful. What are you talking about? It's all nonsense. It's all smoke and mirror bullshit nonsense. It doesn't. Here's the thing to realise: it doesn't matter who's in, it doesn't matter who's in charge. We're all fucked. Okay? And right now, when this episode comes out Monday morning, enjoy the next 3 days or whatever it is. In fact, 3 days. Enjoy the next 3 days, because when that budget comes out in the 26th, we're all fucked. We're all fucked to bits. Right up the fart box. If you've got a job, you're fucked. If you've not got a job, you're probably alright, actually. If you've not got a job with a Labour, if you're sitting on, see if you're in a council house now, right? Gibbo. You're sitting in a council house now, an Easter house, right, or the Garbles. And you're sitting going, I wonder what's going to happen with the budget. I'll tell you what's going to happen with the budget. You're going to be living like a fucking king, cunt. That's what's going to happen with the budget. See, cunts like me, who are out punting their arse 6 hours a week and then doing a podcast, we're fucked. You bastards, sitting in the house on benefits, getting the fucking house paid for you. You're still getting $100,000 a week, man. Fucking living like kings, brother. I'm this close to going on a week's holiday to France and then fucking getting a boat back. That's how close to the edge I am. Putting a fucking headscarf on, getting the fake tan, getting a boat back for fucking Cali, and getting a council house and some fucking money in my pocket. Anyway, Trump. I hope he goes mad at the World Cup. I hope he's involved in shit. I hope he's in the opening ceremony. I hope he's doing the YMCA dance. It's going to be the best show on earth. But I don't think they're ready for the level of boozing that the Scots are going to do. I don't think they're prepared for it. I'm sure I've told this story many a times, where when I went to America with two of my mates, we were in Carolina, North Carolina, which It's the first time that I have been somewhere and I've realised that people make movies based on their surroundings and based on real events. I think up to that point, I always thought films and movies and TV shows were fantasy. Somebody had sitting with a pen and a bit of paper and just created a make-believe world where characters do certain things and they paint the image that these could be real people, but you know, it's all fictional. And then when I went to North Carolina, I realised, oh, Deliverance is real. Deliverance is real. And it's North Carolina. To say it was a forgotten space would be doing it a disservice. It was unevolved, is the best way to put it. Unevolved is the only way I can politely subscribe this forgotten land. But when we were there, we somehow managed to find our way to a Highland Games. And it wasn't like a Highland Games you go to here in Scotland, where the fucking Highland Games comfy. It was Americanised. By that I mean it was fucking massive. There were thousands of people at this Highland Games. I remember we had to queue to get in. We had our kilts on. People were asking us, our family heritage. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're from Scotland. We were the only Scottish people there. Actual Scottish people. Everybody else is like 4th generation, 12th generation. So when they found out that we were from Scotland, couldn't believe it. They wanted to charge us $120 to get in. We nearly had a heart attack. And then when they found out we were actually Scottish and that we were over visiting, they let us in for free. And can I just say, rightly fucking so. I will never forget it, because when we went into the festival, or the Highland Games, whatever you want to call it, they had like a food court bit, and they had people selling different food. I remember we couldn't get haggis. Try to explain to somebody what haggis was. And a wee guy walked past me with a can of Iron Brew. And I think we'd been in America for 3 weeks or a month at that point, so I was dry on the Iron Brew. And also, this is 20 years ago, right? So this is when Iron Brew was still Iron Brew. None of that 1901 shit. This is actual Iron Brew. Even again, look how much life has changed in 20 years. Imagine if you had told somebody 20 years ago in Scotland that Jamie Oliver, that fucking Down syndrome slabbering cunt, is going to go on a fucking crusade. He couldn't stop at Turkey Twizzlers. Couldn't he just leave that alone? Do you know what I mean? He went after the fucking scumbags in England. You know, there's no Turkey Twizzlers up in Scotland. That was an English thing, right? People might want to deny that or forget it. But when he went after the fucking Turkey Twizzler Brigade, that was the fucking scumbags of England, right? All the news stories about boys going down to the school gates and fucking forcing a tip through the bars with a Turkey Twizzler wrapped around their nipple so the Wayne could eat. Fuck them, because that had nothing to do with us, right? And that's maybe what we need to get to in life, right? We need to adopt a I don't give a fuck approach to everything in life. That's where I'm at now, at 41. And I think that's the best way to be. All right? I think we should all do that a wee bit. With everything, and I mean everything. Palestine, Israel. Don't you think there's a genocide happening and we really should? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And here's the thing. I was going to say, I know that's bad to say. It's not bad to say, because I generally don't give a fuck. And it does frustrate me, and it bugs me when all these people who put fucking Ukraine flags on stuff, or Palestine flags on stuff, or Israel flags on stuff, and it's just virtue signaling. It's just so they can go, I'm a better person. Well, they don't actually give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. And we should just step back for things until it affects us. Now, Jamie Oliver, that fat-lipped fucking drooling cunt, went after the Turkey Twizzler Brigade, and we riled him up. People were saying to him, fuck off, Jamie, leave me alone, fucking, this is what we feed Waynes, right? This is what we feed Waynes. Okay, we're fucking skint, you posh cunt. Right? We're fucking skint. You're a multi-millionaire. Your Waynes have got fucking fancy names. See also if your children have got stupid names, you shouldn't be involved in anything. Right? See if your Waynes are called fucking Bluebell, Oopsie Daisy and Hummus, you shouldn't be involved in anything. You don't get to tell us, normal cunts, whose Waynes have got normal names, like Derek and Franco and Chico. Right? This is baby Derek. Franco, what's your Wayne's called? Derek, Franco, Chico. Even just saying those names to you. How's your three boys getting on, Agnes? Who, Derek, Franco and Chico? Fucking great. They were at the Celtic AGM last week. Oh. We're going off on tangents here, you know. The Celtic AGM getting shut down because they were acting like Celtic fans. Oh! Anyway, they shouldn't get to dictate to us how we live our life. So after they went after the English scum for feeding their Waynes turkeys' arseholes, he then went on a march for sugar. For sugar tax. And people forget that. People forget that it was that fat-lipped, 15% downy, drooling bastard that fucking took Iron Brew off us. People forget that, and that should never be forgotten. See all these lefty fucking woke warriors that are out there saying fucking men can get pregnant, and just because you've got a dick doesn't mean you're a man, pulling down statues of fucking old people for like the 1500s who probably built the UK, but they may have had somebody called Manuel in the basement who they fucking hit with a spade and paid them 10 pence, and suddenly they're ripping statues down. The anger that they feel, that's the same level of anger that I feel towards Jamie Oliver. Same level. The naked chef. That's what I do him. Strip him naked and then cook him like a hog roast in George Square. People forget he took Iron Brew from us. And we let it happen. And we did nothing about it. We should have been on the fucking streets and we should have been burning down Parliament. We should have made Guy Fawkes look like a fucking fireworks party compared to what we would have done. That's what should have happened. And that's modern politics for you. How are you going to tie all this back in, Gibbo? That's modern politics for you. They do stuff without you even knowing, and you do fuck all about it. Because they came for the sugar tax, and we thought, you know what, there is too much sugar and stuff. Is there? Who cares? I'm a grown man. If I want to drink fucking Iron Brew, I'll drink Iron Brew. If it's got my daily dose of sugar in it, I don't give a fuck. So if you had gone back 20 years to that fucking Highland Games in Carolina, when I saw that wee guy walking across with a can of Iron Brew and told me that in 20 years, you'll not be able to buy that. You'll have to buy a different kind. 1901, the original recipe, because Jamie fucking Oliver took it for you. I'd be like, you're talking shit. Anyway, that wee guy ran with a can of Iron Brew. I hadn't had it in weeks. And I remember I grabbed him. I accosted the young man. And I slightly too aggressive. And I says, where the fuck did you get that from? And he went, what? And I went, excuse me, young man, where did you acquire the can of Iron Brew from? Told me a guy was selling it. And I went over to him. And he had pallets of Iron Brew stacked up. I remember phoning my dad going, you're not going to believe this, Billy boy. You're not going to believe this. There's a fucking guy selling fucking Iron Brew here in Carolina. So we bought 2 cases off him. I think it was like fucking $60. Put it in the back of the truck. And enjoyed our day. And my point being, to go back to we went off on a tangent. My point being, to go back to the beer thing. There was a beer drinking contest. We got Big Chunk to enter it. They put a case of beer down in front of you and you basically just drink as much as you can. And he took one can out of the case, sank it, and then shouted it's fucking 2%. So it's like table beer. You know, because they drink all that Miller Lite and Bud Light. They drink light beer over there. It's like water. Whereas we're drinking 10, it's like fucking 6.5%. So the Americans aren't ready. I don't think they are ready for a lot of the home nations. England's different. They can't drink worth a fuck. But if Ireland and Wales both qualify, which I don't know if they can do, I think they can. I don't think they play each other, but I think they get difficult games in the second one. But if Ireland and Wales and Scotland are all at the World Cup, I don't think Edinburgh's not ready for anyone. I don't think America is ready for Scotland, Ireland and Wales to be there drinking. I don't think as a country they're prepared for that. It will be a heroic display of alcoholism if we all descend together. Because the Americans pretend they can drink. You know, they pretend that they like a bevy. And they do, they like a drink, but it's no the same level of drinking as the Scots. I would say that any country who drinks for pleasure over pain will always lose to Scotland on the drinking front. I don't think Scottish people drink for pleasure. I think our drinking is based on pain. It's based on a gloomy, dark existence and the overriding feeling of being Scottish, which is we're never good enough. And if anybody does dare poke their head above the parapet and step into the light of success, we will drag you back down into the mire as quick as possible. That's really what being Scottish is. So our drinking is based on pain. Drinking to forget, not drinking to remember. We drink to forget. So it's not a case of, you know, let's go out and have half a bottle, have a glass of wine with dinner, a few aperitifs, and then home for an Irish coffee. It is drink until you can't walk or see or die. And that's a successful night out. You know, the country that really put boozy brunch on the map. Because why should being violently sick from alcohol be a nighttime thing? Wouldn't you rather vomit over Eggs Benedict? Come to a boozy brunch. Boozy brunch for women who like to get fingered at 2 PM. Why keep fingering till the evening? Have a boozy brunch. Have a boozy brunch. What's your mom today? She's away to get fingered over an Eggs Benedict. Oh, boozy brunch. So I don't think they're ready for the Scots. I don't think they're prepared for that amount of booze. And here's the thing as well, they can't even price them out. You know, it's not like even when we went to Iceland and everyone's like £16 a pint. And what? Took out a fucking second mortgage and still get steaming. Fuck you, Iceland. So we're going to the World Cup. Can't wait for the draw. I hope all of our games are in America. I don't want us to have to go to Mexico. Or Canada. Fuck Canada. Keep it in America. You want to be in the fucking main event. You know what I mean? You want to be in the fucking main event, in the fucking body of the cart. Keep our games in America. Give us a good group. Let us go to the groups. Fucking no Scotland, no party. Let's go for it. Hopefully we do. Hopefully the boys do well. And we've got something to celebrate. Hopefully it's not like the Euros where we get fucking pumped in every game. That's my only thing. Yes, I want us to go to the World Cup. I'm fucking buzzing that we got there. But I do not want us to get fucking pumped in every game. That's all. If we could win one game, that'd be amazing. And I do think Steve Clark deserves to win a one game because I think he's fucking brilliant. Oh. Mr. Ross is just that's about you better keep me one of them. We'll see. We'll see how we go. What else has been happening? I have been slightly disappointed recently. Disappointed and angered. at something that now, this is testing my point earlier on about, I don't give a fuck and don't get involved in things because I don't watch this show. But I think like most of us, because the way social media works just now, and a lot of things are fucking clickbait and rage bait and fucking see this thing and see that thing. And even programs like Gogglebox, where it shows you're watching some cunt, watching some cunt of telly. And because it shows you enough about a show, you feel like you've seen it, even though you haven't. And I'm talking about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Now, I do not watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here because, like my earlier point, I do not give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care for Ant and Dec. And I don't care for the show. Now, the washed up model Kelly Brook is on it this season. And a lot has been made about Kelly Brook going on the show, and it's all along the angles of male fans will be delighted, men can't wait. Kelly Brook has said she's ready for her shower moment. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, I have not seen Kelly Brook for a number of years, right? Since Jason Statham made a remarkable escape away from that cunt, we haven't seen her. She's disappeared off the face of the earth, and probably for the best, right? Because she's annoying. I don't know how you feel about her. He's maybe madly in love with Kelly Brook. I think she's talentless and fucking annoying. All right? Now, I think that if your whole career is built on the fact that you've got big tits, then you should accept that and don't try and force down people's throats that you are some kind of talented actress or your talents lie elsewhere. You've got big tits and somehow you managed to build a career out of that. Now, most people would be happy and accept that and just live their life. But not Kelly. And then the stuff that I have seen, again, not seen her in a number of years, didn't really know what to expect. Bitter disappointment. Bitter disappointment. Because, now, speaking as a man here, and on the subject of breasts, I think it's better that it comes from a man. A lot of women, woke feminists, will not like to hear this opinion. But I think if you're looking for an honest critique of breasts, it's best that it comes from a heterosexual male. And let me just say this. Tits are wonderful. Wonderful. There is something in a man's genes, or genetic makeup, or DNA, that at any age there is an unbreakable bond for the breast. I don't know what it is. I'm sure some psychologist could dig deep and tell us why men love tits. I don't know. It is just a lump of flesh at the end of the day, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It is the Holy Grail. And all breasts are created equally. This is what women don't understand, I think, from man's point of view. Small tits, all the way up to big tits, they're all the same. Tits are tits. They're great. Doesn't matter what colour, shape or size they are. They're fucking brilliant. All of them. And as a straight man, and most straight men, we appreciate all. And here's where we fall down. Or here's where women fall down. People think that because you get big tits, they're automatically great tits. And I can tell you right now, they are not. They are not. Because Kelly Brook has large breasts. But what she has done is she has stepped into that unforgivable category of the larger bosom lady, where she has now crossed into what we describe as more tits. Kelly Brook has more tits. And that's tits. that you don't want to see on the telly. Because when I saw the clips on social media of her having her shower scene, she was there. She looked like somebody's ma at the swimming pool. She had the most horrific fucking old ma swimsuit that I've ever seen in my life, and these old ma tits mashed into them. Not impressive at all. Now, this is what gets me about this, because these people are going on that deliberately to have this moment to try and relaunch a career. And it was Mylene Class that started it. Now, we all remember her. She was in that band. Fucking Charlie Wong 5000. The band. What was Mylene Class's band called? Jesus fuck. Shout out now. Mylene Class. Fucking, what was Mylene Class? Grok. What was the name of the band that Mylene Class was in? Talk to me, Grok. Grok, what was the name of the band that Mylene Class was in? Right. Grok's drunk. I'll try one more time. Grok, what was the name of the band that Mylene Class was in? Here we go. Oh, fuck no. Right, she was saying she was in Joy Division. Grok's fucking steaming, right? Grok has been on the rocket fumes with Muscat and his half his fucking trumpet. She was in, I don't know what band she was in, right? She was in fucking Five or Blue or fucking Miss Dynamite. I don't know what band she was in. She was in a band. She went on I'm a Celebrity when, at that point, they had a mix of celebrities and people you knew, right? Now it's just fucking YouTube cunts and TikTokers and people who have had a washed up careers trying to get their more tits out to get famous again. Nobody cares. But Mylene Class went on it and we thought, she's the fucking posh lassie that plays fucking the violin and sings and does all sorts. And then she went on, she got into the shower with a fucking amazing bikini and people went, in the name of fuck, look at the body on her. That's a fucking wee bit of tie on her, man. Can't he keep them down, by the way? Can't he keep the ties down? She can play a violin with a fanny, man. Honest to God, fucking open a jar of pickles with that thing. Amazing. People went mad for it because it was real. It was a real moment. She didn't go in there and say to herself, I'm going to completely reshape my career by having a shower in a bikini and become a sex symbol to the fucking conservative. No. You know, and then Jordan went in and done the same. But that's Jordan. She's fucking practically a porn star. Well, no, if you've seen the video. I mean, Jesus Christ. Dame Bowers would better shagging a sack of spuds. And knowing him, he probably has. But at least at the time, Jordan, her tits weren't more tits. They were Jordan's tits. So I'm annoyed by it. I'm disappointed by it. But I don't think many people are fussed because I think Kelly Brook, from what I have read online, is coming across as a bit of a cunt. And I did see a thing that Kelly Osbourne is apparently written into her because she's been bullying Jack Osbourne. And at the time, just now, where everybody is still mourning the loss of the god that is Ozzy Osbourne, if you want to start a fight with the Osbournes, Kelly, you fucking better watch out because they mortits will get a goal kicked to the fucking nips. I don't know if you watch I'm a Celeb. It's not for me. It's not for me. I think I would watch it if they let Ant get drunk. Then I would watch it. I think I would watch I'm a Celeb if the start of the show, the first 5 minutes was Ant and Deck in a bar. Deck is desperately trying to wrestle Ant from a bar. And he's just necking pints of Newcastle Brown Ale. And then he gets into his Mini and he tries to drive to set. If that was the first 5 minutes, I would watch. But I don't think that's what it is. If I'm wrong, tell me and I'll check it out. But Kelly Brook, man, it must be... I've never wanted to be famous. I've wanted to be rich. I think most of us have. I think most normal people have dreamed about winning the Euro Millions or suddenly inheriting vast sums of money. You know, how would it change your life? What would you do? But I've never once wanted to be famous or dreamt about being famous. And I've often thought it must be a fucking terrible thing to want to be famous, rather than becoming famous for a talent that you have, but just becoming famous because you have been to the right places, sucked off the right people, hoored yourself out, you know, completely gone against anything that you ever thought correct in the world in order to seek fame. I've often thought that must be a terrible way to live your life, rather than finding success through talent. Punching the mic now. So often, sometimes when I see people who are on like these celebrity things, or people who are in the public eye, like, you know, Scottish celebs, British celebs, people who are just punting themselves in order to try and just stay in the public eye and stay famous, I always think it must be a fucking just sad fucking existence. Because people who sell their soul for stuff or punt their arse for a bit of fame, they never seem happy. And you can always tell people, I think you can always tell people who are desperate to become famous, get a little bit of fame, get recognised. You know, they can walk down Byers Road and somebody asks them for an autograph. They never seem happy. And you think, this is what you fucking wanted, my man. This is what you wanted. And now you're not happy. What's the problem? I just think sometimes it would be great just to have the money that comes with fame, but no be famous. Just disappear. I would just podcast all the time. That's all I would do. If I got money, if the Euro Millions comes in and it's rolled over, so we'll be fucking playing again on Tuesday. If the Euro Millions came in, I would just build the ultimate fucking podcasting studio. And I would just fucking podcast all the time. And do some stand-up gigs. That's it. That's all I would do. And maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there again. Who knows? But until then, we fucking carry on regardless. You know? And you got to find the good in life. That's what I'm realising. We're at a point now, we're in a trough. I think we're in a trough of humanity. I was born in a peak. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in a peak. And I lived through a peak. I was too young to appreciate it. And now I am at a stage in my adult life where I am in a trough. So I am at the stage of my life that my parents were in a peak and I'm now in the trough. Does that make sense? So humanity's went like that and it's fucking dipped. And all we can hope is that we're at the bottom of that trough. That's all we can hope. However, with this Labour government, I think we're fucking continuing to dig that trough, and then maybe we'll ride the peak. And the aim is that we can get back to a peak before we die. That's the aim of humanity. If you're an 80s baby, you were born in a peak. It's no fault of your own. It's just bad timing. If you could have been born in the late 50s, you'd have been fucking living a good life right now. But some of us are, we're getting by, and that's all you can do. Because we're in a trough. But if we could just somehow get back up to a peak again so we could fucking live out our old days, it'd be alright. But you got to find some kind of joy in life. You know? And I've said it a million times, I've got a great wife, got a good house, I've got this wee studio. We're still here. I've lost some great people. Fucking miss my mate every bloody day. I still think, every time I come in the studio, I think about Mal every fucking day. There's not a day goes by where I don't think about him. But every time I'm in here, I just wish, especially today because I'm in my cell, I just wish, I wish we'd done this years ago. But you're not, you do not know what's around the corner. You do not know what's around the corner. And this week has been, it's been another tough one because it's all, I'm also realising that when you get to a stage in your career where your life, a stage in your life where you start to lose people, you realise that life is short, life is cruel, life is unpredictable. But you also start to realise that you're going to have dates throughout the year as you continue on where it will be a milestone. So we've already had a year since we lost Mal. Continue to have Mal's birthdays when he's not here. And last week, on the 20th of November, was a year since I lost Murphy, the tour manager. And the two great loves of my life, Murphy and Mal, and I miss both of them dearly, but I miss the wee man dearly. He was the first pet I ever had. I remember desperately wanting a dog. I was told no. I used to be afraid of dogs when I was wee. And then I remember I got him. I was talking to a friend who I worked with about wanting to get a dog with an ex-girlfriend. And she had messaged me to say that she had a dog that needed rehomed and would I be interested in taking him? And I said yes. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know what type of dog it was. I didn't know a thing about him. I just said yes. And I'll never forget it. Her and her dad came up to my flat in Paisley, in Neilston Road, and they brought the wee man in. And I think he was 6 months. He may have been 5 months. And he was in a crate, and he was tiny, wee white, tiny thing in this crate. And his name was Boy, Bhoy. So that got fucking changed straight away. I'd already decided on Murphy. I don't know why. But as soon as I saw him, I thought, there's a bit of Irish in you, son. Murphy's perfect. And that was it, Murphy. And I remember the lassie's dad said, keep him in his wee crate when we go for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, let him settle. And then he'll know that that's his spot and you can do his crate training, just decide where you want to keep it. And I remember as soon as they left, as soon as I shut the door, I went straight to the crate, opened the door, took him out, and I remember I said, you will never be in a crate ever again. I'll never put you in a crate ever again. And we broke the crate up and I fucked the crate into the storage cupboard in the flat. And then that was him. That was my wee man. And I remember I had him for a week. And I remember thinking at that time, have I taken on too much responsibility? Am I ready for a dog? Because I wanted to give it a good life. And I remember I was still at work at that time. It was the last week I was at work. And I was driving to Glasgow in the morning. I was driving home from Glasgow in the afternoon to spend an hour with him in the house. And then I was driving back and then coming back again at night. I went to Canada. I had him for a week. I went to Canada for a week to do gigs. Then the whole time I was in Canada, and I remember missing him like mad, coming back, and as soon as I saw his wee face, I was like, this is it. He's my best pal. And then that was us. We were inseparable. Absolutely inseparable. We'd been through house moves and relationships, and he was with me at my best times and my worst times. And he was the greatest wee Doug ever. I loved him. I loved him more than anything. He actually, and this will sound fucking gay as fuck, but through having that wee Doug, I actually understood what love was, to the point where at the time I realised I was not in love with my girlfriend. He was like, I fucking love you, wee man, and I fucking don't love her, so we need to get out of here. He was just a brilliant wee Doug. He was like my shadow. He wouldn't leave my side. It was great. When sometimes I have to drop him at my mum's, I was got to do gigs and things like that, and I would just come by at like 1, 2 in the morning if you were down south, whatever. And he would sit at the top of the stairs and wait for you to come back. So I would just open my mum's door, no wake anybody up. As soon as I opened the door, he would just run down the stairs and he would just jump up on me, or he would run out of the motor and then we'd be off up the road. It was just the best wee dog ever. So that's a year without him. I remember I was doing a gig in Sheffield and it was with a promoter who I was trying to get in with. And I remember they put me into the Hilton in Sheffield, right? And I thought, I'm driving about and I'm going, there's no way there's a Hilton in Sheffield. What the fuck's on it? Never been to Sheffield before. Found the hotel. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Went in, went to check in, and I'll never ever forget, it was just a disaster after disaster. And I never had problems with him going to hotels or going to gigs. And I don't know why, but on this occasion, I wasn't taking him to the gig. He was staying in the hotel. The hotel was totally fine, and the hotel knew that he was coming. Like, I had a couple of times where I had to sneak him into the hotel. But I came in, I went to check in, and I'm at the check-in desk, and Murphy's on his lead, and he's sitting. He's been a very good boy. And the woman at the desk was fussing over him, as people always did. And then a woman came in with her husband, and she was in a burqa. And he went fucking bananas, and I was absolutely mortified. Absolutely mortified. I was like, my dog's not racist, then, I swear to God, man. He fucking loves kebabs. He would eat a doner kebab all day long. I swear to God, he's not racist. No, it's obviously because dogs are colourblind, right? And people forget that sometimes. So to see somebody who's all black, head to toe, he must have been like, what the fuck's the Grim Reaper? He was gone mental, right? So we've got him in the lift, got him up to the rooms, calmed down. Everything was fine. Done the gig, took him out for a walk. It was beside a beautiful canal. I remember that. Walked along this canal. Everything was great. It was great. Came back, had some dinner in the room. I left to go and do the gig, came back. Doug was fine. Everything was great. No problem at all. Went to sleep, woke up in the morning. Went down for breakfast. Remember saying to him, I'm not going to be going for long. Came back up and he had shat everywhere. Forget fucking Bobby Sands' dirty protest. Murphy made Bobby Sands look like a finger painter. I have never seen so much shit in one room, and it looks as if he'd had some kind of weird fucking anal sex party. It looks as if he'd invited 1,000 dogs in and they had just shat everywhere. It was on the carpet, it was in the kind of wee living room bit, it was all over the bathroom, and because the bathroom was tiled flooring, it was everywhere. And I just remember thinking, what the fuck has happened? And he was just sitting on the bed, happy as Larry, as if nothing had happened. And I'm like half an hour for checking out. And I remember I'm going, I need to clean this up. Now, for some reason, I didn't want to use towels. I didn't want to use towels because I thought, if I get towels covered in shit, well, I'll tell you the truth, this is exactly what I thought. I thought if I get towels covered in shite, I can't hide these. And I can't take them with me. Because one, they'll tell the promoter that I stole towels. No, they probably wouldn't, but that's what was going through my head. They'll tell the promoter that I stole towels and he'll never book me again. Or if I leave them, they'll tell the promoter that I shat into towels and he'll never book me again. And if I just walk out, they're going to tell me that I've left the room covered in shite and they'll never book me again. So I had 2 face cloths because I thought, right, I can bin them and they're not really going to kick off about face cloths. For some reason, I thought losing 2 face cloths wouldn't be as bad as losing a towel. So I got 2 face cloths and I got 2 of the tiny wee bottles of shampoo that come with the hotel rooms. I ran a bath of hot water. I scooped up as much of the shit as I could. I put it in the toilet, flushed it, Cleaned as much up as I could with toilet roll and the hankies as well, because there was a box of hankies. In fact, there was a box of hankies in the bathroom and there was a box of hankies in the bedroom. They must have come into the clean room and went, he must have done a fucking power of wanking in here, man, because he's battled through 2 boxes of Kleenex. Cleaned as much up as I could. I remember putting hot water for the kettle on top of the patches on the carpet and then putting the shampoo in and the fucking smell of shite. The smell of shite when I put that boiling water on it, that was a mistake. See if you're ever cleaning up shite, don't put boiling water out the kettle because it's just a jobby tea bag. That's all it is. It's just a shite tea bag. Cleaned it all up now. The bathroom is spotless because it's tiles, so that was easy to clean up. And I managed to get everything off the carpet. Now, he must have just done it as I'm coming in the lift because I got it all off the carpet and with that shampoo and hot water and elbow grease, I managed to get everything off. Emptied, I think, a whole bottle of Lynx in there as well. Cleaned the fucking... I remember cleaning the face cloths in the bath and then having to drain all the shite down the plug and clean the bath up. And then I was left with 2 shitty face cloths. And I remember thinking, I cannot leave them in this room. And I can't put it in my bag because I can't walk through reception with 2 shitty face cloths in my bag. And I actually thought I'm going to just put them at the window. I'm going to put them at the window because we are surrounded by a canal. On the side of the hotel that I was looking at, it was just down into water. And I thought, I'll just put them at the window. They'll get into the water. Nobody will be in the wise. It's the perfect crime. And I went to open the window, and because you're high up, it's fucking suicide windows. So the windows don't open. They crack open to allow air in. So I had this tiny wee gap, and I am poking 2 shitty face cloths through a tiny gap in a window with the fucking Hilton pen that comes with a notepad and pen that sits by your bed. That's one of the best memories that I have of Murphy. Not the endless cuddles, kisses, the times he would make a wee noise to get in bed beside you. Poking his shitty face cloths out of a 14th floor window at the Hilton in Sheffield because I was convinced that they would tell the promoter and they wouldn't book me again. And the ironic thing is, I never did gig for them again. Whether or not that was the reason, I don't know. 1 year without the wee man. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Other than the wife, having that wee Doug was the best thing ever. He was just the greatest wee dog. And I don't know if people believe in fate or different things or things happen for a reason, but I 100% wholeheartedly believe I was meant to get that wee Doug because he was with me through some of the darkest times of my life. And I do believe on certain occasions, if it wasn't for that wee Doug, I wouldn't be here. Especially when I was going through the severe depression, when I was suicidal. There was many a time when I thought, I need to be here for the wee Doug. In fact, the main reason why I actually went to speak to a doctor about feeling suicidal was because I started to have dreams that I was going to kill myself. And that, oddly enough, didn't shock me enough to go and speak to somebody to get help. When I started to dream that I was going to kill the dogs and then kill myself, that's do you know what that's? And I don't know if I've ever said that before. That was the reason why I went to the doctor. And I remember saying to the doctor, I had a dream I was going to kill my dog, and I knew that was a cry for help because I loved that wee guy to death. I still do. I love him dearly. He's always with me. His wee tattoo, his wee paws there. So I love you to death, wee man. But that's a year without him. And aye, miss him every day. Him and Mal, miss the two of them like mad. And if you've got a dog, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the greatest gift and the greatest pain ever. because you love them to death and you know there's going to come a point where you have to say goodbye to them. And if you don't have a dog, I highly recommend getting one. I highly recommend getting one because they're the best thing in the world, having a wee dog. Undying love. Come in for your work, they'll just be so happy to see you. You need a cuddle, you've got your wee dog. They're great for getting out. They're just brilliant. So if you've not got a dog, get a dog. That's what I would suggest. But aye, are you with them? So there you go. We'll wrap this one up now. I hope you're all well, heroes. I generally do. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, for fuck's sake. Let me know if any are going to America. Let me know if anybody's planning a USA invasion for Scotland at the World Cup. If anybody's got an eye on Kelly Brook, let me know if I should check it out or just keep catching snippets on social media. And if you don't already have a ticket for my gig in December, come along December 14th, Classic Grand in Glasgow, 4 till 6. A wee afternoon giggle sesh. Should be good. Tickets are on bigscottgibson.co.uk or from C-Tickets. Just search Scott Gibson. December 14th, Classic Grand. And I will hopefully see you there. And we'll have more guests coming in soon. New hard drive, so everything will be recorded. And I hope you've enjoyed this wee solo one. Ross will be back next week. And until then, enjoy the episode. Stay safe. Look after yourself. Chucky Allah. We are the people. Love, love, love. Onwards. Speak to you soon, guys. Take care. Cheers.